In recent months and years, Marc has experienced phenomena out in the wild New Zealand bush, where few venture off trail. He has had a lifetime of paranormal encounters, sometimes with others. The phenomenon also even reached out to him in his home, on paranormal investigations, and even the infamous Skinwalker Ranch in northeastern Utah. In early 2015, a repeated strange voice invited Marc to accept the Bigfoot people, big people. This was recorded through a radio-shielded Sang & Spirit box. He even captured UFOs on various cameras in some of these areas. One of those Mount Moehau reported to be the place of the Putapaiarehe or fairy people as described by Maori and also New Zealand's Bigfoot Moehos. Today you will also see recent footage of two shiny UFOs, flying low over one of the wild research areas. The lines blurred between our dimension and theirs. Often they call Marc by name.
This is where all the activity is taking place. The very strange voices that are calling my name, including my last name.
So after June 11th to 12th, 2021, going it's taking place. This is calling my name and last name. Some of this is up on YouTube. This time. I'm climbing down back. Another time crunch. Also,
coming down as fast as possible, okay? Coming down. This is all strange phenomena, UFOs, Bigfoot-like activity, names, intelligent voices calling my name. These are not hikers. There's no tracks. As far as I know, there are no tracks in this dangerous, steep, wild, dense terrain. why I'm dressed appropriately today for this. Try not to lose any of my gear. Some of this appears to be flattened a little bit. So this is definitely flattened, like someone's come down through here. You think I'm a Jezebel? I'll say. I've been doing this for years, haven't I? Trying to make contact face to face. So where all the phenomena is taking place down here. So I don't think it's necessarily the location as it is me, to deal with me in my years of ITC communication work, instrumental transcommunication, making contacts with other civilizations in other realms, doing a better job than SETI. I'm going to the meeting area. I'm going in, heading into the meeting area. There's definitely, this area is worn, like others have been down here. Matthew, where are you? There goes a poo Kiko. Going in on this cloudy day. I'll say, Matthew, gotta watch out, there are wasps around here, some wasp nests. Not the kind of place a dragonfly. Yeah. Maybe that's not a good omen. I'll say, Matthew, you know, Matthew, I can't hear you live on this, right? For whatever reason. I can only hear you after the recording. And how frustrating that is, Matthew. I'm going to take my scope down here. My monopod scope has to go down. Okay, going through the bush now. Going to the meeting area. Oh. Going through. Coming through. Okay, my headset's just fallen off. Get the headset back on. Matthew, thank you for all the information. It's been very helpful. I'm assuming you're like a liaison officer. Someone's dug in there, something unnatural. Okay, my main thing is to meet them. That's why. Everything else is. Giving it a slip. Right all the way through here. It's been a while since I've been out here. It's been close to a month, it seems. I had to wait till my health got better before returning. Me, all these cracks of me.
Going through the wilderness here. So it's been very months since I've been here now. Hi friends. Very careful. Rocks. Closed. Where is that shape that I saw? Oh, there's a big loss. So there's a tree, a strip of bark over there too, and some sort of marker. There guys. There seems to look like a cow up here, really. Shall I lie down? Here come the road. Messages to secure road through this. Okay, I'm going to take my stuff off, eh? Just so they're on me. I've got something to add in.
What did you say off there? The branch cracked. Mic up. Just come out. Footsteps. My opinion that some of these beings, at least some of them, are interdimensional. They reside in a dimension close to ours. We might hear them walking, we might hear them talking even. We might hear them interact with the environment. Alright. So you guys didn't abscond me unless I had missing time. I got a report not long ago from an ex-soldier who was hiking not far from me, and he heard these bipedal footsteps following him. He said it was much bigger than a pig, and there was nobody else in this region.
Peter went out hunting weka one night with his dog, which had been trained to stalk and seize the birds without barking. He came to the forbidden stream, and hearing the high wailing call of the weka on the other side, he waded to the opposite bank, quite forgetful of the warning from the wise old men in the ka-ika. With his dog in leash, he stalked the bird, which was feeding on a clump of miki bushes, covered with ripe berries. As he approached, he raised his turo to call, imitating the cry of the weka, to entice it closer. The lure cry was answered by the woodhen, which left the bushes, in its curiosity, and came towards the spot where Peter crouched in the low shrubs. The hunter quietly released his dog, which sprang upon the weka. Next moment there was a quick yelp of terror from the kuri, which started back to Peter, trembling and whining. From the gloom came a strange unearthly croaking voice, Taku weka mormona. Aha, my fat woodhen, it was the Maero, or Bigfoot creature. Peter stayed not in that haunted spot. With hair a-bristle, like his dog's, and with fear gripping his heart, he raced for the stream and dashed through it to the southern side, where he was safe. The weka he left to the Maero. He and his dog hunted no more that night. In haste and fear they sought the shelter of the village, and by the dancing firelight in the communal sleeping hut Peter recounted the thrilling happening of the night.